Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm super excited. We're going to be trying out a whole bunch of new Col-Lab makeup. If you're not familiar with Col-Lab, they are sold at Sally's Beauty. And I also have a brand new foundation I'm testing. And if you haven't noticed, I have my lovely Christmas tree up. We move right into Christmas and holiday decor right after Halloween. Before we get into today's video, you guys know what to do. Join the family. 50% of you guys are watching, but you're not subscribed. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that post notification bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, if you want to see how to achieve this makeup look, then just go ahead and keep watching. So I'm first gonna go in with this Hard Candy 12-hour makeup gripping primer. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Milk Makeup one. Ooh, and it is also like that same green tint. So I'm gonna put this everywhere. There's no scent. It kind of, what's that smell? Do you guys remember like growing up, like if you went to like the supermarket or something, they had those vending machines like by the cashiers, and they had like the little like Easter egg like things filled with like slime. Like that's what these smell like. That's what this smells like. For foundation, I'm gonna be trying out this NYX Born to Glow. I picked up the shade 10 Buff. So we'll see how this goes. I was not able to swatch the foundations because they got rid of all of these samples at Ulta because of COVID. So I went online and I tried to like do like a shade match on my phone, and it told me that I was this color, but I swatched it when I got home and it was way lighter than my normal foundation. So we will see how this goes, but I'm kind of nervous, to be honest. I'm taking a Brush Beauty sponge and I'm just pulling this in front of me. And I'm just going to dot this all over the face. It's a little light, just a hair. But the foundation itself is pretty. I think I like it. Ooh, it is very glowy. So let me just take a little bit more. And oop, that was a lot more. See, that's what I don't like about these squeezy bottles, is that I tried to get like a tiny little bit more and I just got way too much. It's way harder to control like how much you're actually putting on your face. I've used to be the kind of person that would literally put on like layer after layer after layer. It actually just ends up looking way worse. So it's better to just go in with a little bit and then just build up in the areas that you need more coverage. My thoughts. I look very shiny. Like I am like glowy. You know, I prefer a matte face. This color, right? Looking a little bit on camera, I feel like it looks okay, but in person, I'm looking a little clownish. That is nothing we can't fix with bronzer and concealer and all that. Yeah, okay, this color is way off, way off. For cream contour, I'm going in with my Maybelline Superstay Stick Foundation. The way I like to use this is I like to take my beauty sponge and literally just like draw a couple lines on it. I find that sometimes, like depending on like the foundation or the primer that you're using, if you go in like straight with the stick, it can take off your foundation and then it can kind of look a little blotchy. So, and then like you can just see like the color, like when you like deposit, the color just like comes off a little bit nicer and it's a little bit easier to blend, in my opinion. And then I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more and go do the same thing again. So a couple stripes. I'll do 2 stripes this time, or 1.5. And then I'm gonna go along the hairline. Normally I would take the sponge and I would go all in my hairline to make sure that like you don't have like a bronze forehead and then your scalp is just pale, but I'm not going anywhere. So now that we are bronzed, the color looks a little bit better. The color actually does look fine. I'll give it that. So if I had to return this and get another color, would I? Yes, but again, you can always make it work. This really does look really pretty. I just wish it were a little bit more matte, but that is nothing a little powder can't fix. So for concealer, I'm going in with this Col-Lab, what does this say? Col-Lab No Flaws Liquid Concealer, and I bought the shade 06/07 Honey/Almond. Oh, shoot. And I wish I would have gotten a little bit lighter, but it's actually not that bad now that I think about it. It's very peachy. Normally, I would like something a little bit more on like the neutral side. I feel like you guys probably can't tell just because of the lighting. And again, I have this stupid track light above me and the light bulbs are like that yellowy color, which drives me nuts. I'm just going to put a little bit on the chin and we'll see how this goes. It's consistency. It feels like it's thick-ish. It feels like it's gonna blend out pretty well. Taking my little sponge and ooh, okay, it blended out on my forehead like nothing. And again, pinky finger, and so coverage is, it looks nice. So I don't know if you guys can kind of tell, but it's like a medium, it's definitely like a medium like coverage, so I don't mind it. Is it like sharp? Is it like Tarte Shape Tape? No, but I think it covered really well. So I don't need any more, but I'm just gonna build it up a little bit to see if you can build it up. Okay. So this blends out so well. Like I'm done. This is a win, a winner win for me. Also, I recently bought a mic for my videos so that it doesn't sound like as echoey, and it should be here in a couple days, so just bear with me. And I'm also just gonna take this and drag it on my eyes to prime the eyes. My lips always look crusty and disgusting, and so I told myself I would put something on my lips at the start of every video, and of course I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna go in with my Laneige lip sleeping mask. So I'm just gonna go over everything again, and then I'm going to go in with powder to set. I'm using my RCMA No Color Powder. And now I'm taking whatever's left in the cap and just kind of dotting it all along the rest of the face. This is what we're looking like. Okay, so I actually think it looks really nice. I like it. What I think I need to do now are brows. So be right back. Okay, this is the best they are going to get. So I really just think it's time to get my brows done. I have not gotten them threaded in, it's November, February. For bronzer, we have NARS Laguna. Mine looks super crusty, so don't judge me. And just setting everywhere where we put that foundation, or cream bronzer. So the way I kind of like deposit the product, and then I just go around in like circular motions to blend everything together. And then I also take some and go along the jawline. Now I'm going back in with my sponge and just cleaning it up a little bit, and then also kind of going over everything so that we look nice and even. Bronzer and a smaller brush and just go along the sides of my nose. And again, like I'm not like necessarily doing this to change like the shape of my nose or anything. I just find that for me, it like my whole like face gets washed out if I have bronzer everywhere, and then in the center it's just like blank with concealer like brightness. So like especially in photos, like you always look a little bit, you know, a little bit wonky. And I'm going over and over this area, but I haven't added any additional product onto my brush. And I'm going back over those lines with my sponge to make sure that we are all blended. For blush, I'm super excited. I love blush so much. I bought this Col-Lab blush, the Soft Spot Sheer Blush in the shade Unicorn, and it's this really pretty bubblegum pink. The blush is way smaller when you open it, so I mean, I guess like the compact is pretty big. So I don't know, I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but nonetheless, we are going to test it out on the cheeks. And another thing I wanted to mention was pricing. So at Sally's, like they definitely did not like say what the names of the products were or like prices or anything. So I was kind of shopping blind. And again, like I don't really shop at Sally's. So like price wise, like I didn't know what like the price range was. All of these products were $12.99 each, like the mascara, the blush, the concealer. It seems like their price point is just $12.99 across the board, which is a good price. However, I definitely would consider it a little bit above drugstore. Like I was like a little bit surprised that like the eyeshadow palettes were the same price as like one small blush, but something to note. And, ooh. I think I like it. I think. Ooh, yes, this is very pretty. The way I like to kind of smile and then just take my blush and just dot it. I used to pull my blush back. I don't really like that look anymore. I like a more like flush look. So I'll just kind of smile and I'll almost like bring it underneath my under eye just a tiny bit. And then I'll take some and I'll just go over the nose. Yes, this is very pretty. I like it. Another thing is if I'm not like wearing eyeshadow like on a day-to-day basis, I will take my blush brush, I will take my bronzer brush, and I'll just like dust it right over my eyes too. And it actually gives like a pretty cute like monochromatic look, but it's just a little bit easier to kind of get your makeup done quicker, and I think it looks really pretty. For highlight, I have these two loose highlighters from Wet n Wild. These are the, what are the names on these? Loose highlighting powder. Mega Glow. Okay, cool. I have the shades I'm So Lit and Hustle and Glow. So Hustle and Glow is more of like a true gold, and I'm So Lit is more of a champagne. And when I tell you guys, these are bomb. Right here is I'm So Lit, so it's more of like a champagne-y, and then in the middle I have Hustle and Glow. So I actually think I'm going to mix the two today. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Cool. And I'm just going to take whatever is in the cap and just kind of dump my brush in both. Now with loose highlighters, you want to be very, very careful because they're like so like potent. So I'm just going to kind of mix the two in the cap and then just kind of go over it in my hand as well. And I like a more like subdued highlight these days. Like I don't like when it's like stark in your face, just because like I think I've mentioned this before, but I like most people. Let's start again. I, like most people, have texture, and I just like don't like to emphasize that. Like the more matte your face is, the more like smooth and flawless it will look. So I don't really like the blinding like bing, like look at me. I definitely prefer like a more subtle glow. But as you can see, do we see this? We look nice and highlighted, but it doesn't look too much. It doesn't look like too much, I should say. So next up, we are going to do eyes, and for eyes, I have another Col-Lab eyeshadow palette. And so this is the Palette Pro eyeshadow palette. Okay, cool. They had a ton of these at Sally's. I picked up this one. They had like a cool tone one, a colorful one. They had one that looked identical to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. So like a bunch of like burnt oranges and burgundies and browns. So if you're after that colorway, they have that there. But I don't know, like something about this one spoke to me, probably like the peach across from this like minty color. And this one is 8256. Oh, Tropic Like It's Hot. I feel like that is what name is that? I think the Wet n Wild bronzers. Yes, there's a Wet n Wild bronzer, the Mega Glow. I don't know, like it's in like a compact, but it's definitely called Tropic Like It's Hot, which is funny. But I don't know what look we're gonna be going for today, but I just really want to use this minty color. So this is what it looks like. So you don't get a mirror, which is, you know, not like okay, but it looks like we have two. Okay, so there's only two mattes in this palette. I thought there were more. Like I thought these two at the end were mattes, but they are definitely more of like these sheens. And then it looks like we have maybe two foiled eyeshadows. I don't know. Let me swatch the mattes. Okay, this is what the mattes are looking like. You can kind of see. And then let's swatch this golden color. Ooh, this minty color feels really nice. Ooh, and it's like an iridescent, like, I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm gonna go in with a big fluffy blending brush. I think I'm gonna take my Laguna bronzer and use the brown as my transition shade. I am now going to take this peachy shade. Okay, so the way these are numbered, it's literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess I'm gonna take shade 2. So that's that rosy peachy color, and I'm just going to go over that bronzer shade, but I'm not going to take it as high as I did with that first one. So I'm really just concentrating it in the crease and then like sort of dusting it onto the lid. I'm gonna cover the lid up with something else, so it doesn't really matter if it gets on the lid. And once you're happy with that, I'm going to take a clean blending brush. This is a M573 by Morphe, and I'm just going to blend everything together to make sure there are no harsh lines. What am I gonna do next? I think I'm gonna go one color over. And what brush do I have here? I have like a more like pointy brush, and I'm going to take that rosy shade, this number, I guess this is number 3, and tap it off because a lot comes off. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with that pink shade, but I'm just going to be a little bit more precise and stick to just crease. And I'm gonna go in with that original blender brush with no additional product and just go over everything again. For an all over the lid shade, I'm debating between this color, so number 7 or number 4. I think I'm gonna take the lighter color and maybe we'll do like the darker color on like the outer part. So I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm just going to, ooh. This is really pretty. Can you guys see this? It's super reflective. I'm gonna go back in with the smaller brush and just tap into both of those rosy shades, like the light pink and then the darker pink. And I'm just going to blend right into the crease again. And now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to go in with this shader brush. It's just like a regular oval, like domed brush, and I think I'm gonna go in with that darker shade that I originally wanted. And ooh, and this even looks nice with the brush. But again, I just like using my fingers more. But
Hey guys, so I think my camera cut out, but for underneath the lower lash line, I took the 2 rosy shades we used in the crease, ran that all the way underneath, and then I took that minty shade and put it in my inner corner. It wasn't really poppin', so I took the Wet n Wild highlighters and used that as the inner corner highlight and under the brow bone highlight.
for mascara, I have this Col-Lab The Works Wow All-in-One Mascara. Now this is the mascara. Ooh, I didn't even realize this had a shade. I got black brown. Ooh, okay, so like you literally feel it like picking up your lashes. It's almost reminding me of when like your mascara is like starting to dry up. And so like it works better, but it like clumps up. So this is what we're looking like, if you can kind of see all. Add a little bit of mascara here, but that's nothing we can't fix. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to my lower lash line. I have mascara all under my eyes. I didn't like this. My lashes look really clumpy. It looks like I have 10 layers of mascara on. Finally, on to lips. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off this Laneige lip mask. I'm going to be using my Morphe lip liner in the shade Spiffy. Like so. I have this Smashbox, what is this actually called? Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Stepping Out. I'm going to go back in with my smaller detailed brush to dust off all of this mascara that we have. I'm going in with this Kylie gloss in the shade Exposed. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the makeup setting spray from Scandinavia. Cute. And that completes today's video. So this is the finished look. So overall, I think it looks really nice. So if you guys like this video, if you want to see more videos like it, then just go ahead and comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.